So we have got a map here which shows us the primitive campsites that they have here on Big Pond. It looks like there are 12 of them, and I am currently right here at this parking area. And so my plan is just to find a campsite first. I'm going to go out and just paddle along the lake here and hopefully shoot for 12 or 13, since those are kind of the farthest away and the most secluded. But I'll also check out 11 and 10 here as well. So I'm going to get down to the boat and start looking for those campsites. I have got my Winona canoe already all loaded up down here and ready to go. Just got a couple fishing poles in there, my paddle, backpack with all my camping gear, and my life jacket. And then I've also got another roll top dry bag here with a bunch of fishing stuff. I did finally manage to get a canoe mount for the camera put together here. So I've got that, going to try that out here first thing. It's just a small rig bar mount for just any camera. I got it on Amazon, and this is just an adapter so that I can quickly clip in my camera with the same mount that I use for my Peak Design strap clip. So everything kind of is interchangeable here between my tripod, the clip on my backpack, and then the mount on the canoe. Don't have to unscrew or screw anything in. It just quickly clips into all of those. So hopefully it works. It seems pretty solid. It says it was rated for DSLRs and larger cameras, so my mirrorless camera should be fine. So the spot I'm at now is called Big Pond, and it is a pond in the Catskills. It's actually just a few miles from Alder Lake. If you've seen any of my other videos, I did a couple of trip videos there at Alder Lake, but I have not been to Big Pond before. It's about the same size as Alder. I think it's about 50 or 60 acres, and it's a lot deeper though, so it feels quite a bit different. I am just looking for these campsites on the far end of the lake. I saw a couple of them on my way towards this back end here, but there's supposed to be a couple on the far end. I'm just looking for those. I'd like to find something that has a nice view of the water, and this kind of, the campsite is sitting right on the edge of the water. Would be nice. Well, we'll see if we get that lucky. So far I haven't seen any other people out here camping. There is one other person out here on a boat, but that's it. I think I am in roughly the right spot for one of these campsites, so I am going to hop out of the boat here and see what I can find. If it is over here, it'll be really awesome because the view is great of the lake. Well, it seems we have found the campsite here. It's got some sort of table built up, and then the fire pit here as well. And yes, this is campsite 13, so this is the last one going around the lake, and it's the furthest, or pretty much the furthest from the parking lot. This must be sort of the trail that, there's kind of like an unofficial trail, I think, that wraps around the lake. Well, I took some more time to look around the lake, and I did find another campsite that I like even more. So I am gonna go ahead and kind of claim this site by getting my tent set up and just drop off some of my gear here so that I can head out on the lake and fish for the rest of the afternoon. Take a look at this spot. Got an amazing view of the lake right through the trees here. Got a fire pit already set up, and then we've got one of the feeder streams right next to the campsite as well. For this trip, I am using the Six Moon Designs Gatewood Cape again, and I have got the Mountain Laurel Designs single person internet inside of there, and then I've got the Xped pillow and the Thermarest Neo Air. Pretty much all my standard stuff. So I've got camp pretty much all set. I've got the tent ready and everything. The weather for tonight and tomorrow is calling for rain, so throughout the day today it's potentially supposed to start rolling in. I'm hoping that I'll get until 6 or 7 o'clock maybe before the rain starts, but I don't know. So I wanted to have camp set up so I had a place to shelter if it does start to rain. And then tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day, so the plan is to tomorrow morning just get up and have breakfast and head on out. Let's see if we can find some good potential fishing spots here. Just start working our way around the lake. I have got salami, cheese tortillas today. It's kind of one of my go-tos for lunch. So I just threw the anchor down on the Canoe. I've got just like a small anchor that I can use. It's pretty windy out here today actually, so put the anchor in, that way I can stay roughly in the same place. And I'll just eat my lunch, kind of relax here on the water. I've been fishing for about an hour and a half at this point, maybe a little bit more than that, and I haven't had any luck yet. I've spent most of this time kind of in one corner of the lake, so I'm just going to head over to another spot and try for a little longer. Go with a rooster tail. It's kind of like a brown and white. I've seen a little bit of activity on top of the water, but I haven't been able to entice them yet with what I've got. So keep experimenting here and trying to figure out what they're biting. Hopefully have some luck. Probably give it another hour or two, and then I'm going to get back to camp for a little while. At the moment the sky is completely blue and clear, so don't want to jinx it, but maybe the rain won't come until later tonight. And I probably just jinxed it, so. I am back on land near the campsite, and it is 3:30 right now. So the plan is to prep the camp as far as firewood goes and just make sure everything's set up, and maybe have dinner here in an hour or so, and then I'll fish in the evening. Not sure if you can tell on camera, but the bugs are pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to get that fire started a little sooner than I was thinking, just to help get rid of these bugs a little bit. Firewood is all prepped. I think that should be plenty for this evening. I've got my boat over there to the left, and before I come in to camp for the evening, I will pull it up a little bit closer. There were two other guys fishing in a boat, and they took off a little while ago. As far as I know, they did not have any luck either. I talked to them for a few seconds. So now I have got this whole lake to myself. I found this metal grate at the campsite, so I figured I would just use that and just put my pot up there and boiled the water. I have got Mountain House beef stew for tonight. I actually haven't had the beef stew before, but it was the only one they had in stock. They've been hard to find lately, so I grabbed all that they had. The clouds are actually starting to roll back in, so I am gonna grab some of my gear in the canoe and get them kind of put up for the night, just in case it does start to rain. I do want to get back out in the canoe and fish more, but I don't know if that's going to happen with the weather or not. So I'm going to go get that all set while this Mountain House meal soaks for another few minutes. Making some instant coffee here for dessert. It's not looking likely that I'll be able to get back out on the water, unfortunately. But it was a great day. This Big Pond Lake is it's a really nice spot. Quite a bit different than Alder Lake, even though they're only 3 or 4 miles from one another, because it's so much deeper. I wish I would have had some luck catching anything, really. I mean, trout ideally. This is a stocked trout lake. But it says on the website, on the New York State website, that this lake receives a lot of pressure. It seems like it might be a popular ice fishing spot, but I'm not really sure. Again, this is my first time here. But I definitely plan to come back and try it again. Walking back just behind the campsite into the woods a little ways, there's this really nice stone wall. You can see it through there. I don't think I've mentioned it before, but I work for a land surveying and engineering firm. So I spend a lot of time out in the woods looking for stone walls and different types of property evidence. This one's interesting. There's definitely something going on back here, more so than just a stone wall, some sort of foundation or dam or something. So I'm gonna go explore back here and see what we can find. Yeah, so we have got an old foundation here of some sort. I don't know if these were homes or some sort of utility buildings way back when. You've got this old piece of equipment here, which I don't know what that is, but I'm sure someone does. So this is really cool. You can see there's another kind of foundation coming around here, and then they actually built up in the middle of the stream stone walls on both sides, and there is another structural remain over there. Gonna have to go check that out. You know, I don't know what this is, but I'll be curious to find out. When I climbed up on top of that structure back there, I saw there's actually an old wooden bridge going over this creek. We'll put him back on top of him like he was. It is starting to rain. I am walking through the woods here, just trying to get back to the campsite. I've got one stream to cross, and then I'm almost there. Alright, the rain has started, so I am gonna get everything safely under the tent and try to just kind of hunker down. Before I do get in the tent, just to show you, I've got the canoe right over there, kind of pulled back from the water a little ways, and I have got my poles, life jacket, fishing tackle, and all that kind of stuff just underneath the canoe, flipped over. So that'll all stay dry for the night. Let's go ahead and get everything put away here. I brought this Lucy light. I don't normally take these, but again, since I'm canoe camping, weight's not a concern, so I took this. I was thinking it might work better for just seeing in the tent rather than having the really directional headlamp. But I think the ticket's going to be to stitch a little loop up at the top of this internet so that I can put it just like that, and that works pretty well. Just sitting on the ground. I mean, it does a decent job, but it's not great. So I'll probably try to add that to this internet at some point if I remember. One thing I always try to do in the summertime after a day of hiking or being outside, once I get into the tent at night, or before I get into the tent if I think about it, I just quickly check myself for ticks. Try to find any of the obvious ones. Obviously you can't see your back or your head or anything, but just quickly grab a light and just check legs and see if you can catch any of them. Because with Lyme disease so prevalent here in the Northeast, you really want to get them off as quickly as you can. I typically treat all my hiking clothes with permethrin as well, and that seems to work really, really well. But I have not treated everything yet this year. It's on my to-do list. And luckily, I did not find anything tonight. Gotten lucky this morning and it is not raining. It's actually pretty nice out. It's really warm. It's the first morning I've had this year, I think, that my boots weren't frozen when I got up. So it's been really nice. Had coffee, got everything packed up, and I'm just about to move the canoe back onto the lake. I think that's going to be it for this trip. It was a great overnight at Big Pond. I'll definitely be coming back here and trying to catch some fish again. As always, I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you in the next video.